Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hey,
Now the usual question is, what on earth were we doing? Oh, okay, wait, I think I remember.
excellent.
Well, sort of. The dog person, like, is our little chaperone, and we're in this little town. Got it.
You said he becomes a regular character, right?
I thought he did.
A permanent character.
Yeah.
He's got like enough detail to him to make it seem like that would be
Yeah, I don't think he's just a stand-in.
right.
Though. Have you been playing any other games?
I've been trying to finish up Iconoclast on the
that?
Switch. I told you about it when I bought it. It was like a Super Metroid type of game where same kind of map and level distribution.
Hmm.
It's really good. It was all done by one person. Really good graphics, pixel art, very colorful.
Should I get it?
And I mean, I don't think it's on sale for $10 anymore. So, I would pay the full 20 for it because I think it's worth it in retrospect. But I wouldn't have paid with $20 without knowing that it's as good as it is. I don't know how much it is right now on the Switch site or whatever. You could probably get it on Steam too. Whatever is cheapest.
Okay.
But it's definitely worth $10. Absolutely.
All right. I think there was some, this just sort of reminded me of it. There was some more detail about a new Metroid game that's coming out.
Oh, yeah, I saw the trailer for it.
I'm drawing a blank as to what it's called. It's like Metroid something.
It's a word.
I want to say Nemesis, but it's not Nemesis.
It's a word that indicates stress, I think. Let me look it up.
It's like synonymous with fear, like dread. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, dread. Stress, dread, anxiety, something.
All those things go together. It's like Metroid Fear. That doesn't sound right. What's worse than fear? Oh. Dread.
I kind of like how it seems to switch between cutscenes fully 3D, with the camera going all like a normal cinematic thing, and then gameplay is just 2D. It's not a terrible idea.
But this isn't that what was supposed to be that new Prime game, right? That's different.
I guess.
Okay.
I hope so, because I would still like to see a new Prime game and or the re-release of your first few.
Like the other Primes, yeah.
Yeah. I was just telling you before we started streaming. I guess I'll tell everybody else. I just got the Castlevania collection on Switch. It was the last day of the sale. It was like $5, so I was like, yeah, of course, I need to do that. And I've never played.
Totally worth it.
I've played it a little bit, but I never beat number 3. And it comes with some of the Game Boy games.
Sweet
and
Jesus.
Also the Sega games. So I never really played those either.
Wait, what's the subtitle on number 3? What's that one called?
Dracula's Curse.
Oh, okay.
It's the one that I think is most heavily based off of, at least for the character-wise, the anime, because you got Trevor and Sypha and Alucard. Oh, and you get to, I don't know if you're gonna get this because you haven't watched the show as much as I have, but you can name your Trevor, I guess. It asks what your name is, and I put in Treffy.
Treffy?
What's up, Kyler? Welcome back.
Hey, Kyler. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really into Final Fantasy VII Intermission. But that's
the new DLC.
Yeah, I mean it's a DLC, so it's definitely not like a full game or anything like that, nor should anyone be confused that it is. But probably to get through it from like start to finish with moderate ease is maybe like 3.5 hours.
For $20?
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, and then they also have, there's a ton of extra things you can do, but it's sort of a repeat of what I did in regular Final Fantasy, where it's like replay it on hard, like do these challenges,
Sure.
So I actually got kind of bored. I was like, I don't want to do this again.
Well, yeah, it sounds like you just paid to do the same thing over again.
It's not necessarily correct. Like, there's different things. Like, there's a new mini game, and then that's like a big aspect of like the extra stuff that you can do.
Mm.
And there's rewards where you get items or like materia or whatever.
Is there a lot of materia in this new version of the game that wasn't in the original?
There's ones that let you do certain moves that are specific to Yuffie and like her partner Sonon. Oh, Kyler, Xenogears. That's it's a distant memory now. I feel like at one point Roy and I were joking that we should just play all the Xenosaga in just a loop forever.
Yeah, we were.
Although I guess that could be some kind of strange hell.
Yeah, exactly. Well, this game is turning out to be kind of a strange hell in its own way.
I forgot how weird certain aspects of it were.
Yeah.
What did he do? What is his like? He has nothing.
He is tall.
Yeah, he's just a big dog person.
Tall dog robe man.
Xenosaga is blah. I liked it. So I really liked the first one and the third one.
Yeah, I agree there. The first and the third were good. 2 had some cool story stuff going on, but the game was a wreck.
I told you that I got the suspension all installed on the Evo, right?
Yep. It's all done, huh?
It was easy. It's not necessarily hard, but torquing the bolts to the specs that it wants, I swear to God, is incorrect.
Really?
So like
too much?
I think so, because the front bolts it wants them torqued to I want to say it was like 123 pounds plus or minus 7 pound-feet. But that destroys the bolt. Like, it will just rip itself apart.
What is a normal suspension torque for the bolts?
That seems normal. I mean, there's a lot of force on it, so I was like, okay, I believe it. It does seem a bit high because the wheels, like when you torque the wheels on, those only go to 75 pounds.
Mm.
So that seems a bit high. But I basically destroyed two
shit out of it.
It destroyed 2 bolts, and then I was like, okay, like no, they came off fine, but trying to put it on.
Oh.
So then I was like, forget it. I'm gonna buy all new hardware for all the bolts.
Mm-hmm.
And I replaced all of them, and even with that, I still destroyed 2.
Wow.
So I bought 2 more, and I'm just gonna replace those, and probably only torque it to maybe like 100 or 110. Because like I swear that like the mechanic manual's wrong. Like the bolt simply can't take that.
Have you looked on forums to see if other people have had that problem?
Not that specific. But mostly just what the torque spec are or is.
Mm. Is this right?
7 out of 10 for all of the Xenosagas, or just a particular one? The bad parts are more like 4 out of 10.
I think he means in general. But yeah.
I guess we could average out all of the Xenosagas to 7 out of 10. That sounds reasonable.
I wouldn't really disagree.
No.
You mean like Xenogears? Ooh.
Xenogears, I think, like time and place and the type of game that it was then.
11.
I would say it's a solid 9 out of 10. Past the forest, you say. How many of these things we have? 20. Kind of low on the monies.
One game I thought that I liked more than I actually do now upon replaying it is Final Fantasy X. Like, I still like the battle system. I think that's like the very best part of it. And it looks good. It sounds good too.
Do people have issue with it? They don't like it?
I just think it's like the enemies sometimes are boring and the story is just terrible. But and then the voice acting is laughable. It's just laughable. Laughable to like also like painful. Oh yeah, Kyler, I remember you saying that you really hated FF10, that the fight system was super exploitative, or you were able to exploit it really well. But I think we play games a little differently. But either way, like there is lots to hate on Final Fantasy X. I remembered liking it more than I do this time around.
Oh, 3 of them. Nice. I really like the opening cutscene too.
Yeah, it is cool. A lot of the cutscenes are really cool. And I guess you're right. I mean, like up to a certain point, most of the fights are super easy, especially if you know what you're doing. It really only kind of gets tough when you start doing the monster hunting, whatever you call it.
Yeah. Like, you've been playing the international version, right?
Yes, I think so.
So I think in that one they did actually make it a little bit harder. I think the US version is easier.
Hmm. Well, I'm playing the HD re-release, so whatever version that gives you. I think that is the international one, though. That's the one that came with the new sphere grid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, Kyler says HC1 is international.
Yep.
Yeah, there's only been a few boss fights that I've lost, but like I think maybe like 2 losses at max on one boss, and that's it. I beat the last Seymour pretty easily just recently. Well, last week, I guess.
Yeah, that's a cool fight.
That's the one at the top of Mount Gagazet, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because I thought that was the last fight too. That's the one I just did, and like he dies very uneventfully. Like you think for like one of the bosses of like the main villains of the entire game, he would have like a bigger death, but he just kind of like poofs off, with the little sphere, spirit, the glowy things, whatever they're called.
Yo, dash frame.
Yo.
Oh god, where have I gone?
The characters aren't even like, yeah, finally. They're just like, all right, let's keep going. Pretty uneventful.
Narco, he's dead. All right. Good riddance.
Right? I mean, I know he's not the boss of the game, but like he's been a fucking thorn in your ass the entire game up to that point.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward.
Uh-oh.
Oh god. It's Pocket Nina.
I always did laugh at Seymour's like super great logic over how to end all suffering. Just kill all the people. You can't suffer if there's no one alive.
It's hard to argue with that.
It's impossible to.
When you're right, you're right.
You're technically correct, but you're terrible.
His logic sound.
Checks out.
This checks out. Carry on.
Yeah, that's true too, Kyler. It's one of the first, if not the first, Final Fantasy game to have you locked into a specific turn of events. Like you can't. There's no open world to explore. It's all linear,
Okay.
and they're not very like riveting.
Did that bird just take Nina? Hate her. Damn it.
It's like almost cannibalism, kind of. She's sort of a bird.
Bird eating a bird person.
Yeah, Xenogears' story definitely is way more intricate than Final Fantasy X.
Yeah, for Xenogears, I feel like they had 3 writers play telephone with each other, and then later they put the story together.
Definitely had a lot of story to it. Just shoved in there all the time.
I liked it.
Yeah. Damn fairies. God damn it. Texas had the right idea. Guys.
Did he headbutt it?
Not really. I don't think so. It was the animation, but I don't think it was meant to be seen as a headbutt. Yay.
How much you want to bet we want to have to run around now and catch a bird?
I was just about to say shit like now we're gonna have to go around and collect whatever feathers or something to summon a bird to give us back our damn character. Legend of Dragoon and Legaia are both awesome games.
Those are great games.
Yeah. And you played Shadow Hearts Covenant, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
I never did.
Yeah, Shadow Hearts is good. Oh, Star Ocean 2? That's Roy's favorite.
Those I love Star Ocean 2. I've been still wanting to like just even if I don't stream it, I still want to just play it. And that bird.
Alright, that makes sense.
Damn, the cicadas are out.
Nut Troop.
Their swords look like rubbery.
Kind of, yeah. Oh my god, why can't anyone hit them? They're too powerful.
Captors.
Get him. Oh, they hate him.
You fuckers.
There he goes. Bonk.
I wonder if they did want to, if they did that on purpose, you know, if they meant to keep it going or the possibility of it be a little open-ended in case somebody else wanted to or they wanted to later on make more.
This is a good question. But they never really
it wasn't like... Go ahead.
They never really followed up on it.
Right, but it didn't have like one of those like at the end of like Mario, the Super Mario Brothers movie where it's like, we got another thing to do! And then they never do it. It was just kind of like, well, if you think about it, there are things that could happen. It wasn't that blatant. Yeah, that's why the second half of the game is nothing but text.
They ran out of money.
We can't do this. Here's the script. Bam. Fucking nut troops. Jesus. Buffed out. There we go.
Dodge that.
It actually hit.
I think it has to? Oh.
No, I meant the punch.
Oh, that. Yeah.
I watched the Q episode of TNG just now, the first introduction of the Borg.
Oh, nice. That's a good episode.
I've seen so many Borg episodes of Star Trek that it's kind of weird to see the introduction of them where the characters are like, "What the fuck is this?" It's like, I know exactly what they are.
Those are some of the best episodes.
Yeah. It makes me glad that I already have seen all the Borg stuff that I have, because like now I can see like as they do more Borg episodes, if like they ever like retcon them in any way, or you know what I mean, like like introduce something with the Borg that I never see again in like Voyager or whatever. But they're like, oh, obviously that didn't work. We're not going to do that again. I mean, they already kind of look a little different from the first showing of them or whatever. You know, the first time they see him, it looks like there's like less stuff on him.
Mm-hmm. Hold on, it's like 1,000,000 degrees in here again.
It's probably over 100 degrees right now outside, and the sun's down.
Ew, filthy.
I love it.
It is kind of warm.
Like a air blanket.
Oh, gross. Okay, well, this is probably just me, but it was only like 73 in here.
Yeah, that's cold.
I was like, that's nasty. I turned it down to 70.
Whatever. Just go live in the Arctic.
That sounds fantastic. It's not
I would absolutely fucking die of depression or something. I hate the cold.
I think there's cold and there's cold.
Well, the Arctic is definitely cold, but I mean,
That's
like, even
cold.
Alaska is unbearable to me. Even
Alaska's
Denver was.
cold. Denver's cold.
It gets pretty cold there where you live presently, but not as bad as Denver.
Who? Me?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't get cold here.
Doesn't it? The Bay Area, doesn't it get cold?
Oh, I mean, meh. Like sweatshirt.
Fair enough.
A Pyrenees Alaskan Husky. Oh, wow. Extra fluffy dog. Nina's just putting no effort to escaping. She's like, I'm just going to sleep in this nest.
You have wings. Like, she demonstrated that she could, like, fall down a long ways and then just land because of her wings.
Well, now she refuses to fly. If you try to make her fly, she's like, nah.
Just do that. No, that'd be too convenient.
What is this?
It looks like you can walk down there, but it's... Get it together. It's like the biggest tree ever. Good lord.
No,
oh,
remember
right.
it shrunk her.
Yeah.
Right, fuck that bird up.
Oh, she wants to feed you. Eat that shit, Nina.
Smiley face on the bird.
Tweet, tweet. That bug is giant, though. You don't have to eat the whole thing.
Wait, are we fighting the bug or the bird? The bird.
What? Oh.
That looks like I fucked it
Oh god!
Oh.
Oh shit, I thought I was gonna barf on you.
Honk.
I've only played Breath of Fire 1. And like the first hour or two of number 2. But from what you've said, Ben, Breath of Fire 3 is pretty close to this one.
I want to say yes. Trying to remember what 3 was like. I think so. I think the dragon system in 3 is a little bit different. You get these like dragon genes, and you combine them into different things. Like you create different permutations with them, and you end up with a different dragon.
Doing some CRISPR shit.
Yeah, basically. And then if you make a combination that doesn't make sense, you just turn into this, like, your default little baby dragon thing.
Mm. You have wings!
Oh, here, climb down that thing. Oh, yep, Kyler's right. There's way more episodes of Voyager that are, like, there she goes, dedicated to the Borg.
I like Voyager a lot anyway, so like anytime Voyager does Borg stuff, it's always good.
And it has a bunch of episodes with the Queen, and she's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Gives them an excuse to use 7 of 9 and all that too, and she's awesome. Are there not many DS9 episodes with Borg?
I think there's quite... Oh, DS9?
Yeah.
I don't know of any. Are there any?
Oh, really? I don't know. You would. I think you would know the best out of all of us.
I don't think so. Can't think of any.
Not too bad. But they do have a shit ton of other races in that show, so I guess whatever.
Warren, home of the Warrens. Got it.
I don't know. I've never seen Enterprise.
Oh, Enterprise, I think, has maybe like 1 or 2 episodes with them. But they're not called as such. So...
They're not called Borg?
Well, they don't know what they are. They're like, hey, there's this weird thing. Because I think it would have destroyed some of the plot.
When does Enterprise take place?
Like, before the 1960s Star Trek?
Oh. Is it Captain Kirk? No, it's Captain Pike, isn't it?
No, I think it's even before that. Like, I forgot what his name was. Archer.
Oh. I didn't know that. I never watched it.
Yeah, so like plot-wise, they couldn't have the Borg in there, otherwise it would like...
Right, because the first
like what would
encounter
happen
was with Enterprise, or with the Next Generation, that is.
Accidentally forgot about them. Oops, sorry.
There's probably a couple of those lists, Kyler. Made by separate nerds.
I'm not mad about this town music. It's better than the others.
Pretty cool. far have you gotten into the Terminator series, Sarah Connor Chronicles?
Oh, I think I'm almost done with season 2, so I think I'm almost done, basically.
Yeah, there's 2 seasons in there.
Yeah. I can see why they canceled it. Like, they really fucked up on season 2. It's just...
They did?
It's a mess.
Oh.
But it's a good series overall. Like, I think they rightfully so canceled it.
Really?
Yeah. Like, that
I wonder,
they had to put a stop to it.
I wonder if there was previous problems with, like, the writers or the actors or something that caused the second season to be a mess.
It's hard to say. It really seems like they didn't know what they wanted to do. Like, they had season 1 pretty well thought out, and it was coherent, and it flowed. And then season 2 is like the opposite of that. Like, it just doesn't make sense.
Right, I wonder what the cause of that was. Like, if it was just that's the way that they decided to do it, or if they were forced into it being that way because of whatever problem.
A lot of episodes you see, it almost seemed like it turned into a pet project for different directors. Because you see very different styles. So it's almost like they're using it as a platform for experimenting. Because you can clearly tell that certain episodes are just like direction.
Someone wanted to do something weird on this one.
Like with how the plot line is structured and like how scenes are done, you can watch one episode and you're like, okay, this isn't, someone else very different did this and like didn't give a fuck about it. Or like didn't think of like how the story is normally portrayed. Like, it's not good or bad, it's just very, very different, and it doesn't make sense to do that. So it almost looks like they were just experimenting.
Trying to land on one definitive style, maybe?
No, I mean, I almost think it's like the director was like, I think this is a cool thing to try, I'm gonna do this. They're like, okay. And then the show is just, like, taking a beating for it.
That's too bad.
But yeah, season 1 was really good, and like you get through it immediately. Season 2 is a bit all over the place, and like I was saying, it's like I don't think they had any idea what they wanted to do. And there's a loose plot where I could see them trying to go with something, but I don't know why they just couldn't get there. The only thing I could think of is maybe it could have done better if it was like how shows are now, where there really is maybe only like 10 or like 13 episodes.
Is that a standard thing nowadays?
Typically, yeah. Like it's more common versus having like a 26 or 20 whatever odd season.
That's what Star Trek is.
Yeah. But I think if they kept it to maybe 10 episodes, they probably actually could have held it together and it would have made more sense. Because it almost seems like maybe they were forced to like, okay, you need to create a full season, which was like 20 whatever episodes. And they're like, we don't know what to do.
We don't have enough content.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you, Kyler. I prefer a bad ending to no ending.
I don't know, it's a tough call. I don't know. I feel like I might dislike both equally.
Well, I consider Serenity to be a bad ending of Twilight, or not Twilight, of Firefly. But I prefer that it ended instead of just left like up in the air.
Oh. True. Okay, you're right.
Even though like it was a good movie overall, it was a bad ending to Firefly because like half the people died or whatever. not literally half, but like I don't think that they should have died. We never really got to really see what was all the way up with River. You know, like we didn't finish that plot line, and that sucks. I hate that. Like, I wish it would have been explained, if not, even badly. At least, like, tell us.
In a lot of cases, like, I'm curious if the directors and writers even know what they're doing.
J.J. Abrams never does.
So I wonder if nobody even knew what to do with what was her name? Willow? No.
Oh. With Buffy?
No, not Buffy. The girl in Serenity. What's her name?
Oh, River.
River.
I don't know because I've never looked it up, but I imagine that what's his name? Can't think of his name right now. Joss Whedon. Yeah. Had something in mind that he was going to like build up to. Like, I feel like most writers do have something in mind. And you know, that's good to have that. They just never get to like get there. But
I hope you're right.
Some don't.
And I think like you might be. Just because I'm thinking more of like on the lines of books. Like, I very rarely will read like a book that will make as little sense as certain shows. It's more coherent.
It's always make more sense. Yeah,
makes
for
a
sure.
little bit more sense. So there has to be some kind of X factor that, I mean, obviously, like, I'm not in the industry, that I'm just blatantly unaware of. That's like causing this to happen with many shows. I don't know if it's like political, kind of behind the scenes types of issues, interactions with other humans.
Part of it.
Yeah.
The only director-writer I know that seems to definitively, I think he's even like described that he does do this, is like go forward without an ending in mind. Like, oh, I'll just figure it out as I go along, as J.J. Abrams. Like, people, I never watched Lost, but that's like the biggest complaints that I can remember hearing about Lost was like, it was apparent that they didn't know where they wanted to go. They were like, they told like the first bit of the story, which was all they really had, and then they just tried stuff for several seasons until they, in hopes of like the audience reacting and being like, okay, we like this, go this way.
Yep.
And that's like not a great way to do things, in my opinion. Like, you should know where your story is going to go before you tell it.
Did you just get something called manly clothes?
I thought it said male. Oh. Okay.
It's pretty good. There you go. Manly clothes. We can put those on. Yeah, no, Lost was like that. It's alright to watch, like it's fine. But like you said, there's definitely stuff that just doesn't make sense. And you kind of have this hope that you're like, it's going to be so good when it makes sense. And
right.
then it never makes sense.
That's exactly what like he's talked about. Like, it was like one YouTube video that I've seen him talking about like that feeling. It seems like is the more important thing to him. Like, it's going to be so good when it makes sense. Everything's going to add up. Is better than when it actually does or doesn't. To him, which I don't agree with.
I mean, it's kind of dumb because then you're just in for a big letdown. That's
right.
Like going to go see Shyamalan movies. Like, you know what you signed up for. You damn well know what you went to see. And had you expected something different, then you're That's all on you.
I was very happy when I went to go see The Happening. I was like, oh, this is awesome. But I wasn't expecting it to be as cheesy as it was. I thought it was actually going to be a horror movie. But it was just it was like The Room with gore.
Yeah. Oh wait, what was that? Xenogears Story. Oh. Yeah, those are good.
Yeah, the story is done very well in Xenogears.
Oh god.
This guy's intense. Yeah, totally.
Yep, that part's cool. Oh, sweet Jesus. No. I wanted the dog guy. Alright, let's fuck him up.
He's there, right?
He is. We switched to him.
Viva!
Get him.
That's how you tell a good story.
Bonk.
What the hell?
Risky business. Let's do it. Useless.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that is a nice way to loop it back around. I always like that kind of a thing. Sort of reminds me, I mean, it's not exactly like this, but it sort of reminds me of how when you listen to the Pink Floyd's The Wall, at the very beginning of the first track, you get like the end half of a sentence, where we came in, I think it is. And then at the end of it, like right before the last track is off, it'll say "Isn't this where?" So like if you were to loop it on repeat without any like seamless, it would say "Isn't this where we came in?" Mind fuck.
Mind blown. Oh god.
Back in the 80s, that shit was crazy. Yeah, it's not on the radio edits. I don't think. Well, actually, I don't think either of the first track or the last track has a radio edit. But yeah, if you listen to the CD, it's even on the CD. It's like right when the track starts, like right before the music starts, you'll hear the voice. It's not very loud. You gotta turn it up a little bit. Apparently also on the 8-track for Animals, the whole album, the way 8-tracks work, you can just let them play forever and ever because like the tape loops itself. and I've never heard it, but apparently they made a little bit of extra music so that it like never ends. It just transitions back into the first song, which I think is cool.
That's actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
Kill it.
It's like Zangief meets a genie. This is a boss fight, I believe. Yeah, this guy just kind of like just jumped in and he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna fight you."
Yeah, because we beat him once before, and like now he's just scarred.
It hurt his ego.
Got a ton of life. Bonk. Dead. Very nice. Some ginseng.
Knock your ass out again, Con.
Oh, look at his eyes.
Yeah, you knocked the shit out of him.
Oh. Poor Con.
I generally do like the robot characters in whatever, you know, like I guess the main one that comes to mind is Robo from...
Yeah, I was just gonna say, yeah. Chrono Trigger.
Chrono Trigger, right. I like the robot character in Knights of the Old Republic. That one's cool. He's an asshole. I don't know, I can't really think of anyone else, I suppose. Yeah, he was always calling you like a meatbag and just being like on the brink of killing humanity. Exterminate. And he was a wise ass.
Smacking good. What's that?
Shit, now I want to play KOTOR again. That game was great. Ugh, I still remember the part where you have to make a decision or not to kill Zalbag. Ugh. I think that was his name, Zalbag, the Wookiee.
I bet my Wookiee. Do you remember that?
Of course.
So good. Falls down on his face. That's one of my favorite scenes. I bet my Wookiee.
Ralph is a timeless character.
My dad and I were talking about Terminator because I was watching that show, so I was telling him about it.
Mm-hmm.
So we were talking about Skynet, and he was like, "You know what? That would make a really good internet service provider." And I was like, "Yes," though I might be cautious signing up for it.
That is like the name to have.
The funny thing is that at any tech company, you're always going to have some internal server system thing called Skynet. everywhere I've ever worked, there's always a Skynet thing.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's so ubiquitous. Everybody has it in, like, it's at least in the back of your mind, if not the front of it. But I'm pretty sure it was like an article a few years ago on that show I watched, What the Fuck is Wrong with You? Some company somewhere, some different country, I think, has a company named Skynet, and it is like some kind of security fucking company.
Oh, but it's not called like Cyberdyne.
No, it's not Cyberdyne. It's called Skynet. But they're like, why would you do this? We have a whole like series of movies talking about how bad of an idea this is.
Do not make Skynet.
So Final Fantasy VII, I know about the Kate Sith thing, but I never played it really. Up to that point, I don't think. I must have, but I don't remember. It was so long ago, but I do remember that he's like a double agent or whatever for Shinra. So like, I'd have been like, good riddance if you die.
Kate, I never really liked Kate Sith.
What's up, Circuitry?
Hey, Circuitry. We were just talking about your favorite show, or one of them.
Yeah, we've been talking about Ben's watching the Sarah Connor Chronicles. SCC.
The SCC. East and the Northeast. Got it. I feel like this is going to be a pain in the ass. Yep, I'd agree with that. Not to repeat everything and sound like a broken record, but after season 2, which what I'm on now, like maybe halfway to 2/3 of the way through it, I can see why they canceled it.
I think I've heard any negative thing out of Circuitry about this show. So like, I don't know if she would agree with you on what you just said.
Season one was good.
Yeah.
And I could see why it got renewed for season 2. And then season 2 is just all over the place, and like,
say what you said about the director.
Story and directors seem to be a mess. S2 is amazing. I feel like it would have been good if it was maybe 10 episodes or less. But I think they didn't know what to do to fill the entire season. It's on Hulu. So you ended up with a lot of odd filler episodes, which I think were intended to give kind of background story a little bit to some characters. But it doesn't seem like that was the direct intention. Like, you sort of got that indirectly by watching disjoint filler episodes that occasionally seem to be about the same character. I feel like just direction-wise it was a mess. Jesse Riley, yeah. And then also you could tell that different directors were going in very different directions in like cinematography for the episodes with how their filming style was. So overall it was just a mess. Like, I think the only reason that I knew kind of background about Terminator, like having watched the movies and just talked with Roy about it and stuff like that, that kind of helped it. But if I was coming in somewhat fresh to that show, or maybe I've only seen T2 like once or twice or whatever, and I was trying to watch this on TV, just no way. I would have lost interest immediately. Like, I would even get confused when I briefly stepped away on certain episodes, or I wasn't fully paying attention or watching it. I was like, what on earth is happening in this episode?
kind of makes me want to watch the series. Like, I already do want to watch the series, but now I want to watch it more because like circuitry is all in on this show, and you're like, yeah, it's good, but it's got problems. I want to know where I land because like I would absolutely notice the whole cinematography thing that you're talking about, and like different
it's
directors
also,
pulling in different directions.
It's also nothing. It sounds bad though, because I don't see anything that these directors that they're doing as being revolutionary. Mm-hmm. They're taking very common, I don't know if the term would be like plot devices or just ways of presenting a story, mm-hmm. and doing that. Like they'll have flashbacks with
formulaic.
Yeah, they'll have flashbacks with flash forwards. They'll have like, well, I guess this would be like the same in flashback, where they'll show a piece of action and they'll be like 36 hours before, and you're like, okay, then you like build up, like everyone does that. They'll have the same like a day in a life of kind of concept from mm-hmm. different individuals' perspectives.
Sure.
Where they replay overlapping scenes, but from another person's perspective, where you get a little bit more of the story. So
yeah, we've all seen that kind of stuff.
It's nothing revolutionary. Like literally everyone's seen this, but for some reason they do that in the show, when the show's not necessarily designed for that, or it's never been set up like that before. So it's odd all of a sudden it's like this.
But by no means, that definitely sounds like it's all over the place.
I am not like a film person or anything like that, so it's entirely possible that I just don't get it, and like maybe this is actually something that makes sense, because I'm not
describing it like you understand it because you know what the style is. Like it's been done many times before. You've seen the day in the life things told by other people, but it's the same day.
Yeah, like, that's how it comes across to me, but it's entirely possible that maybe I just completely missed the point. And I'm like talking out of my ass here, but that's how I interpreted it. And I was like, it's really not revolutionary. It seems an odd thing to do in this type of a show where it's not set up for that type of concept, or so it's weird.
See, I feel like I might like see that same, like I'll realize that same kind of stuff, but I might like it instead of like being put off by it. Like, I like it when a show changes things up a little bit, even if it's not changing it up to something original that's never been done before, but something that we've seen before in other things. Like, that doesn't necessarily sound bad to me.
It's not bad in its own, but it's not how the show was structured.
Yeah.
So it's like, why are you doing this now for one episode and then it never happens again?
Break the rules for an episode, why not? I mean, they do that with Breaking Bad. That one fly episode is like the best episode of the series, and it's like totally against the formula.
Yeah. Maybe that's what they were trying to do. Like you know what? Like maybe this will be crazy. It'll blow up, but I guess it only just blew up in their face.
She asked, did you finish season 2 yet?
Not yet. I think I may be on like episode 13 or 14.
Did you see the one where the Terminator goes back to the 1920s?
Yeah, where it looks like it messes up and he's in the 20s. Yep, I saw that episode.
Overshot by a couple decades, huh?
Yeah. The fights are done really well, though. Like, I think they do a good job with the fights and the cinematography and then kind of like the animations of having Terminators fighting.
Well, that's all good. Mm-hmm. You want that? So, what the hell is with this Nautilus shell?
It's like a riding.
Yeah, it's creature. Like a horse. It's got a saddle. Kenshin. No, I did not see that. Oh, Ben, what was that anime you told me I need to watch?
Like Rurouni Kenshin? I didn't see that. That would be nice to put on in the background. That has millions of episodes.
I never watched it.
Live action movies. Time Travel Paradoxes. 91 episodes of anime. Yeah, that's right.
Well, that's plot stuff that you're talking about, circuitry. I think what Ben was saying that wasn't very revolutionary was just the style of telling the story.
So time paradox, the only thing that comes to mind that's directly addressed, I mean, there's obviously like the concept of like your own grandpa type of thing. But the only like real time paradox is when they're talking about Jesse, where Jesse describes the scene where Reese was like tortured by this guy in the future, and like Reese can't remember it for the life of him, and they're like, oh, maybe me going back in time has changed that, and Jesse came from a future where that happened, but Reese came from Fisher. Reese came from a future where that didn't happen because it's already been changed. It's literally the only example I can think of, but maybe that's just because it just happened like a couple episodes ago.
Well, that sounds interesting anyway. It's pretty clever.
Mm-hmm. But it is kind of a cool episode because they have like this guy Fisher, he claims he's not who he really is, and Jesse's like, this is Fisher. So that's actually kind of cool because like he's basically has his life on the line, and he's like, I'm just a guy. Like, what do you guys want from me? Don't kill me. That's one thing that the show does really good consistently, is where you don't know who you can trust. And like as you watch that show, you see people that they either trust them for the wrong reasons, or they let them live because there's like a human compassion aspect to it.
Oh.
And the unfortunate part is that it usually bites them in the ass.
Don't
so
be more like the robots, people.
As you watch the show, you kind of learn where like, okay, this person, they probably shouldn't be trusting this person. Where maybe that makes it a bit formulaic, but I think it makes you enjoy the show a bit more because you're like, I think there's like a certain layer to the character that you're aware of, and then there's like much more underneath that kind of gets revealed later on through the storyline, which usually makes them be some kind of a bad guy.
Right.
That part's done well.
Cool.
So not only do they have to like worry about other Terminators, which are like obviously bad, but then you always get like a cool fight, but also humans that they can't necessarily trust.
I was pretty impressed with some twists that Orphan Black did. I'm still watching that show almost all the way through it, but like, good lord, what the fuck? That is the most ridiculous thing. I thought it was one of the twists in particular was very well done, because like I feel like they did it just like perfectly, where there's like a bit of a mystery going on when someone's trying to figure out who's doing the thing, right? And so that like as a watcher, as an audience member, you have more information than the characters do, and if like you're seasoned at watching like mystery stuff, you start to suspect someone who is like least like how do I say it? Like you got the one person who it would be more the obvious choice, and then the person who is probably going to twist too because there's been subtle clues, and then the show cleverly like anticipates that and gives you a third option out of nowhere. So it feels like the show respects people with like good movie watching literacy or story watching literacy. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Like, because it legitimately was able to fool me, basically, is what I'm saying. Because like I'm like, oh, it must be that one person that they've given little slight subtle clues to, instead of, you know, the one person that is more obvious, and then it like even the main character will start to think that the one that I think is the one, and then it isn't. Pretty cool. But yeah, that show is pretty off the rails sometimes too. You said you didn't even finish watching it, right?
Orphan Black?
Yeah.
No, I did. It's...
Oh, you did?
Just if you're gonna... Like, if you're in a time crunch or whatever, like, season 1 is really the best one. And that's sort of where it really should have ended. Like, season 1 is fantastic. Then it just goes downhill. Both in oddity and... story-wise.
I mean, like, yeah, but then you wouldn't, like, it's kind of like The Expanse, where season 1 of The Expanse and season 1 of Orphan Black are wildly different from where they end up.
True.
At the end of the show. Like, they go so many different places throughout the course of the series. Stuff that, like, is a big deal later on that you'll never even hear of in season 1.
Yeah, that's true.
But it does kind of go off the rails a little bit.
Yeah.
In both series, I think. But it's worth it so far. Well, I'm almost to the end of the last season. It's Orphan Black.
Perfect.
What did you think about Shirley Manson in Terminator?
Wait, which one is that again? Is that the redhead?
Probably. Super hot British lady, probably. I don't know if she has a British accent, but she normally does.
She has like a Irish accent.
Is she Irish? I don't know. I think it's a British band, but yeah, she's the lead singer of Garbage.
Her character is super cool. I like her. So I don't necessarily want to ruin it for Roy.
She's told me a bunch about her before, but I don't think anything that would constitute spoiler.
Oh, okay. Yeah, don't. Okay, then.
I mean, other than the fact that she exists and she's living like a human life, like as a Terminator, like trying to like actually have a daughter and stuff.
But like, you know what she is?
She's a Terminator.
Okay. Like a T-1000 type?
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. And I know that, like, there's Terminators sent back that aren't solely just, you know, go kill things. It's more like infiltrate and gain trust, become a member of society a little bit.
Well,
in order to do bigger things.
Yeah, like unless this one gets into it a little bit more, they haven't shown too much of her backstory yet. Like she presumably has just been there.
Oh.
Because I think there's a rough timeline of when she went back in time, so you could like piece it back together. But it's hard to say like what her end game is compared to the other Terminators, unless it's like Skynet, kind of casting a very wide net of what to do.
Oh right, and a lot of them aren't even really like connected to each other. They have like separate missions that might get in the way of each other. Yeah.
Because she's not necessarily aware of the other Terminators that are out there. and she might actually want to get rid of some of them because they're in her way.
Right. Yeah, that's what Circuitry's told me before too.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I think there should have been more episodes with her, which her stuff is really centric to the plot.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely keep some of the backstory episodes of Bless You.
Thanks.
And probably no more than 13 episodes, and like season 2 would have been saved.
Oh.
I think them having to double that to 20 whatever episodes it is what killed it.
Circuitry, do you know anything about like the production of the last season compared to the first? If it was like under a time crunch or money strain, or maybe some of the actors didn't like each other or whatever. Like, I'm wondering about that.
I found it, I think. They just didn't get renewed. Yeah, so it probably just got shitty viewership because it didn't fucking make sense. There was a huge movement to get it renewed. I mean, obviously that like didn't do well, right?
Didn't work.
it didn't work. It would be nice for them to renew it. Like, I do think it's a good series.
I'll have to watch and be the mediator between you two. I'll declare how it really is.
The final voice of reason.
I mean, Circuitry's got a point where it is sci-fi on mainstream TV. It's almost a death sentence on its own.
That's true.
Unless you're Star Trek: The Next Generation or Voyager, Deep Space Nine. You can go on for all the seasons you want. 20 plus episodes per. That's why I didn't say Enterprise. Fuck that show. Actually, I don't know. I never watched it, but sounds like fuck that show. Really? Every Star Trek is ended with weak ratings?
Bonk.
Man. Yeah, sorry. That's ridiculous. I mean, I guess the only one I've really seen is all the way through is Voyager, but I thought that show ended great. The only problem I had with it was that it was over. I wanted more. I was just telling Ben before you came on Circuitry that I just watched the first Borg episode. ENG. Q's at it again. I think I had heard before that Q is the reason that they know about the Borg in the first place, but I forgot. So I had no idea when like all of a sudden, oh my god, Borg cube. best yourself.
Worthless.
O'Guinan definitely told him not to fuck with the Borg.
Mm.
Not in that quote, but yeah, don't provoke the Borg ever. Yep, Janeway was able to negotiate with them. She did the impossible. But Picard wasn't talking to the Queen. It's like the kind of undoes the Borg in a way, like the whole hive mind thing. But yeah, she made less scary and more human. But she makes them weaker, but she also makes them more interesting, I guess, or something. at least it makes them able to be more interacted with. More popular too. The Borg were too OP. Please nerf. Who do I think was the better Borg Queen? I'd have to watch the movie again. Oh. Well, I don't really remember, like, what I thought of the Borg Queen in the final episode. I guess the quick thing to do would just watch YouTube comparisons. But I definitely remember the Voyager Queen above anything else because I saw that most, and I like her. Jesus. Do you think the Borg could have separate queens? amongst the quadrants and whatever. Instead of just one.
I don't think that's how it works.
Let's see why not, yeah.
I thought they were only supposed to have one. Oh, God damn it.
Well, I mean, maybe there's different factions aboard. There's different species of ants. They all have their own queen.
I don't think that's how they made the plot to be. There's only one queen.
There can be only one.
Basically.
SMRT.
SMRT. That's another good scene. I am so smart. SMRT. And then he's like, SMART.
I'm surprised Homer Simpson actually corrected himself.
Yeah.
You'd think he'd just leave it at SMRT.
Smart.
One of my favorite quotes has always been that you don't win friends with salad. You remember that one?
Yeah. Oh, we can't ride that thing anymore? Alright. This
wow, that is a terrible run animation. He's like floating.
Why do they do this?
Oh man. I wonder if this is mode 7 graphics. It looks like it is, but it's not the right system. I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, how does what does that translate to on PlayStation?
Yeah, exactly. What is this?
Get that nut.
Good doll.
Good job, dog thing.
It's mode 7.5 because it's on the PlayStation.
Bird.
Can't help it.
Run into rock. Go south. See, this is so dumb. Like, why do this? Isn't it? It's strange. Certain aspects of this game are odd.
Yeah, I'm questioning a lot of the decisions of. All the fights are good, but like the in between stuff is like, what the frack?
Get him!
Well, you have feet, but it looks like you're like floating, and then you just like kick one foot down to like keep floating, and it's like you're leaping or something.
No, he's running correctly. Look,
it looks like
each one of his like, feet is hitting the ground.
Yeah, but like it looks like he's catching too much air.
You need his feet to move faster?
Something like that.
Those are not feet.
Their boots, I guess.
Nubs.
Pirate legs.
Not enough whiskey for this. Canned whiskey.
You remember that Manhattan in a bottle that you bought when you came out here last?
Oh, yes.
Still in our freezer because it's terrible.
That wasn't very good.
Yeah, it's like gross. I'm surprised it's lasted this long.
Perfect way to describe it. I mean, it'll probably last forever. It'll outlast all of us for sure.
The only way I would drink it is if I was gonna make like a cocktail and like of just like whiskey and Coke or something and pour a little bit of that in with it just to like slowly get rid of it.
Slowly get rid of it.
You know?
The evil will probably run on it. You can pour it in the car. Except, I don't know, I'm worried about the sugar in there.
Yeah, you shouldn't do that to your poor engine.
It runs on ethanol. Ow.
Yeah, I'm not worried about the ethanol, I'm worried about the sugar.
Yeah. Just congeals in there.
Ew.
Magma. Fire
Ooh,
Lord.
I went to the fire cave and found a fire spell.
Don't really know what that was. Nope. Fish head.
Roly poly.
+1 to the brain. Alrighty. Everything else Ryu just gets. Is it some kind of equipment? Resistance to fire. Fantastic. Oh, that's kind of cool. We'll do that.
The trees survive in caves made of fire.
This one's on fire already. He's on his way out.
Yes. Nice.
Oh god, did he light the other one up?
I see.
Oh. Get him. Oh, it really hates Nina.
Icky.
I want that. We've anchored the volcano.
Oh. Who's been killing my trees?
Now can we get over there?
Nice. That's it?
I don't know, we do need money.
Is that a lot?
It's an acceptable amount.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
What's happening now?
After every fight or
Is
after a
it
few
like a per
moments?
fight thing?
No.
Well, what about that thing?
Maybe you gotta wait for it to go back.
Maybe this rises? Yeah, is it a time thing or a fight thing?
Both times it moves, it seemed to be like right after a fight.
Yeah.
Bank.
Failed. Just in case. Excellent.
Yes.
Yes. Gotta remember to get the Atma weapon.
I was just gonna say that too.
Really?
Yes. Watch out for dinosaurs.
Phoenix down him. So now what?
But do another fight probably. Oh, okay. Yeah. almost a dinosaur.
Close. Oh no! Pathetic. Routed. Oh, okay. We just float away. Or do we?
It's like a hole in the wall, right? Yeah.
Or as some call it, a door. Let's see what's over there. What's happening over there?
Keep having to blow my nose.
Yeah. I like the animation for that.
Cool.
How hot is it over there now?
How hot is it?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Probably over 100 still.
Yeah.
It's 100.
Gross. How hot's it in your apartment?
Oh, it's like 74 or something like that.
That's not bad.
Totally fine.
75?
I said totally fine.
Oh, totally fine. I was like 75.
Well, actually,
that's kind of warm.
I would have it a little warmer
Ew.
than it is now, but my roommates are freaks. They like it freezing cold.
I mean, 75 is warm.
I think I would probably have it about 75. But I think it's set at like 73 or 2 or something like that.
I approve of that temperature.
Yeah, when I went out just before we started to go get a couple drinks from the gas station, the temperature gauge on my our car was already a little bit up. It wasn't all the way down, you know.
It kept it warm.
Yep.
So this was one thing I was putting off. Remember how I changed the injectors on the car?
Yeah.
There's certain things that I could update which determine fueling based on temperature. Like if the motor is really cold, fuel won't really want to make its way into the cylinder, like into the combustion chamber, just because it'll like stick to the walls of the intake ports and like things like that, just like the way it behaves when it's cold versus when it's hot.
Right.
So typically when it's cold, the computer will inject more fuel.
Oh.
Just to compensate for that. But rather than trying to like figure that stuff out, I was like, okay, what are the chances of me ever starting this car when it's like cold to the point that it doesn't get in California? So I was like, I just haven't done it.
Guess I don't really need to. Yeah, makes sense to me.
Because like cold temperatures would be like freezing, like below 0 Celsius or whatever.
Yeah, as far as I know, you don't really go to any places in the States that get that cold. Unless you're going snowboarding.
Which I also probably wouldn't take that car. It would be nice all-wheel drive, but I think I'd have to switch it back to like regular fuel mode. Because probably slim chances of actually being able to get E85 out there. Nice.
Drill punch. Yeah.
It's like a little robo character.
I haven't seen much of this character. I forget its name, but the robot character is
Urshan?
So far. What's it?
Urshan?
Urshan? So far is not as cool as Robo.
No.
But I do like the voice. Robo's definitely like funny.
And like Robo's theme music is one of my favorites.
Oh yeah, it's really good. I always like to bring him with when you meet Isla for the first time. Because he does this animation where he's like, stand back, she's extremely agitated.
Yes.
This is pretty humorous. while Isla's doing the ranting and raving. Thing.
I think he also has like a few lines about how much Isla's drinking, like during the little party. And then she's just like totally sloshed afterwards.
She passes out. Too much sweet water. Sure.
What's that?
Cave hut.
Cave hut. It's gotta be really hot in there.
He's got central air. A dwarf that says hi ho.
Yikes. Surprise, surprise.
How come blacksmiths never have the materials they need to make the thing that you want? It's always, oh, I'd be glad to. Or just go get me the stuff.
Maybe typically you ask for very unusual things to be made.
I mean, that's sort of valid, I guess, but happens in every goddamn video game.
Or you just go to the wrong blacksmith, like he just
Well, it's just like, yeah, I have
metal
all
pots and pans, not weaponry.
Oh.
Right.
My friend's back in Denver is a amateur blacksmith.
That's interesting.
Yeah, he has a lot of fun. He's got a lot of cool stuff that he's made. Got a little custom forge in the backyard.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, how did he just make one? Like,
yeah, there's
out of
I
bricks?
guess you can kind of like buy / make your own.
Is it kind of like a
mini
giant
forge.
brick oven?
No, it's a little like thing that you can just set up in your backyard. Really, it's not very big at all. It's only big enough to like stick a fucking knife in or something. I forget if he like assembled it himself or if he bought it this way, but it's pretty like DIY. You can tell.
Interessante.
Mm.
And for like the actual smithing aspect of things, is it
He's got an
everything
anvil.
by hand, or does he have like hydraulic presses and things?
No, he does. He's got a few vices and like hammers and such, but yeah, no, it's all him.
Interesting.
That computer that I set up for him with Linux and
oh yeah, now I remember
forget
him.
the name of the program, but yeah, he wanted to use that computer to make like blueprints for whatever he was going to make.
Oh.
For his smithing.
What kind of things can he make? I might actually. It would be interesting to have him make some car parts.
Well, he's probably not there yet, but he's been doing like knives and hooks and stuff out of like old files and old railroad spikes.
Don't need those things.
No. And like I've seen them too. They're cool, but they're not like top quality professional stuff.
Oh.
He was just starting out, really. But another one of my friends, his friend as well, is just graduated from welding school. So between the two of them, they might be able to do something. Probably nothing too intricate, but they might be able to do something for you.
Well, I guess it depends, like what kind of metal they're used to working with.
I would assume steel.
Titanium would be of particular interest to me because it's light.
Mm-hmm.
But I did hear that titanium is hard to work with.
You need a higher temperature to melt it, I assume.
I don't know if it's that. I think it's like the actual welding aspect of it. What is happening? They're gonna bonk you.
Wait, circuitry? Normal people can't go to where I live?
I think that's what those fairies said.
Oh. They can't take the heat. Two weeks at least have been all over 100 degrees every day, and now it's summer.
Well, now it'll get really warm.
Yep, bring it on. I looked online. It said July is the hottest month in Phoenix, so
How hot?
About to do it. Well, it said the average was 103, which is no. It's probably going to be like 110.
I'll have to fly out. I want to experience it for a weekend.
To experience it? Oh my gosh. I mean, I like it so far, so like, I know that you have a harder time with the heat than I do. I like it.
Ugh. No, don't go back to the normal world yet.
I mean, obviously it would be like life-threatening if you like broke down on the side of the road, didn't have proper stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, so it's same with the fucking winter in Denver.
That's true.
Rather die from heat than fucking freezing to death, that's for sure. But either way, both of them are bad options.
I wonder which one's better. Freezing to death, I think you kind of just go to sleep.
Well, I guess it depends on how intense the cold is.
Heat? I don't know. I guess you pass out as well.
Yeah. I don't miss anything about that shithole city.
This animosity towards Denver.
I never like really wanted to live in Denver specifically in the first place. It was just some place I could go
The city
that I could
sucked
afford.
you in.
It did. At first I liked it because I'm like, oh, it's cheaper than California. This is great. Then the weather started happening.
Price-wise, has it increased a lot?
Yeah. It's almost to a point where I mean, basically if I didn't have a job like I do now, I wouldn't be able to live there.
Well, that seems expected.
I could get by out here with a crappier job.
Oh, okay, sorry. I misunderstood.
Yeah.
Worthless.
Like rent is so much nicer. The place that I had in Denver was the same amount of money that we're paying for this place, and it was like 2 to 3 steps shittier and smaller, and like just in a crappy building surrounded by terrible neighbors, right next to a road that has like full of bums, right off the Colfax.
My neighbors are delightful. I never hear anything from them.
Those are the perfect neighbors.
I believe I have them. I think they exist.
Never knowing is the best option. Hello and goodbye.
And the rent in Phoenix was less than Denver? Or is less?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That it's Well, I'm paying the same amount. Well, we are paying the same amount collectively. But the place is bigger, so like
better
rent out here is therefore better. Bigger, has better amenities, an actual air conditioner.
And you're pretty close to city center, right?
Yeah, I'm just north east of it, just a little bit.
Yeah, like your setup is pretty cool because it's I guess it is the master bedroom.
Yeah, I guess so, but both the bedrooms are the same size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have the attached bath.
Yeah, so I guess technically it is the master, but it's not any bigger than the other bedroom besides the fact that it has a bathroom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, rent in San Francisco has actually gone down by a fair amount because a lot of people left.
Incredibly expensive though.
Yeah.
It's typical California at the very least.
It's like, yeah, but for the most part, anywhere where it's worth living in California.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, I don't know, arguably like 3 areas. Like if you bundled, like, honestly. So even if we expand it, like let's say San Diego County, and we're generous and we extend it to kind of like Oceanside area, and LA County, and like all those surrounding areas.
And then you got the Bay Area.
And then just Bay Area in general, which is like everything from San Jose on the south end to like San Francisco on the north end.
So shit like Oakland and Anaheim.
Oh, no. That's all included. No, that's all included.
Okay, what about Bakersfield?
Sacramento is like out there. Bakersfield, no. Like, where are you going to live?
People from Bakersfield will tell you not to move there.
Fresno, where are you going to live in Fresno? Although, so a buddy of mine, Felix, like, he's from Fresno, and like, you know, like my aunt and my grandma live in Fresno, so we're like, holy crap, Fresno, because like nobody ever goes there. But he was talking about actually buying a place in Fresno and rent it out. And I was like, are people moving to Fresno? Like, what's the deal there? And he was like, recently they have been.
Wow. What's in Fresno?
Nothing.
Just people, right?
There's just people. I mean, obviously, like a lot of agriculture and things like that. But I think the businesses in general are also kind of going there.
Oh.
But like the people that left San Francisco, for instance, I don't think a lot of them went very far. They're just like outside of the city.
I asked my mom if she'd ever move back to California, and she was just like, absolutely never. Like, I don't think she's the biggest fan of El Paso because she doesn't really like the heat either, but she can afford it.
Yeah, California is definitely very expensive. But I think like in Bay Area, if you're in tech, and not even necessarily an engineer, like if you just work at a company that's here, they typically do pay you enough to kind of survive.
Well, they would need to, or else you wouldn't be able to work there, obviously.
I don't know. I'm kind of surprised.
Really? You think people just like fucking have a nice job but live in their car?
That is a thing.
Ugh, that's sad.
Well, I think the end game is like they go here for a couple years, and you make stupid money. Like I'm talking hundreds of thousands of dollars. And
don't bother paying rent because that would be a bad idea if you're just going to try and get a lot of money and move somewhere else.
That you make like stupid money where like hundreds of thousands of dollars is pretty easy to do. It's not like you're fine. Like if you want to clear $500,000, sure, I believe it.
Damn.
You can do that. Like probably not all salary, but salary and stock, done.
Mm-hmm.
And you live in like your little trailer home or like RV thing. You have a gym membership, so you go like clean up at the gym.
For showers. Yeah.
Done deal.
Jesus Christ.
A lot of people do that. It was a big thing. I think a lot of cities pushed back on it because you just had people living in like motorhomes and just parked on the side of the road. Leaving. I don't think they necessarily cared about that versus potentially like not paying taxes on things or like rent and stuff like that, and also just being on the side of the road.
Well, sounds like they're playing the system like it ought to be played. If rent is so goddamn insane out there anyway. There you go. Kind of a weird lifestyle, but I guess I understand it.
That's kind of like a churn and burn. Like you get in, you make some fat stacks, and then you just bail. And I mean, your expenses are kind of minimal.
Yeah.
Because you potentially you don't go out very often. Like you're really here just for the cash, and like you land a good deal, you get that money, and then you get out.
You're making me want to move to California. Just kidding. I don't like most of those jobs are something like I'm not qualified for. I imagine because tech jobs, yeah.
They would be. It's like predominantly tech jobs.
Yeah, and not entry level, obviously.
No,
you're talking salaries.
Yeah, it's
yep. I'll just resign myself to pushing the fluid trolley for 53 hours a week.
Because, like, let's say in a tech job, like quote unquote senior level, either on the business side or on the engineering side, you could pretty easily bank on a job that pays you $200,000. Like, say plus or minus 30, maybe 20, whatever. And then maybe double that in stock options.
Oh. It's a hell of a sal.
So you got to do that for, let's say, 4 years-ish.
Yeah, you'd be set for life.
And then cut bait. Well, not in California, but maybe wherever you go.
Yeah, I wouldn't consider that. Staying in California with that kind of money. Spend it all on 1 month of rent. Go out to Nebraska and be a king.
Probably. Well, at least until maybe there's tech jobs or whatever in Nebraska.
I thought you were gonna say until you get catfished and you lose everything.
That too.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, with circuitry. So you got a plan B for if California becomes too ridiculous?
Like where I would go?
Yeah, where you would go, what you would do, I guess. Same career, obviously, I'm sure.
Same career, yeah. I'd probably just go to New York.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
It's like the next closest thing to California, it sounds like, though, isn't it?
That
I mean,
New York,
not really, but like
Austin, Texas, yeah.
What's in Austin?
Tons of tech.
You know people out there?
Mm-hmm. Nice.
I've never been to New York, but it sounds like I'd probably hate it out there. I mean, the fact alone that it's snows out there, like worse than it does in Denver. But
Would it be
also
worse
sounds
than
like
Denver?
it's ridiculously expensive.
Yeah, and by New York, I mean like New York City.
Mm-hmm.
Are these guys dead yet?
New York City. No, never been.
New York City.
Kind of want to watch Rumble in the Bronx now, though. Movie's fun. I've been wanting to watch it for the last few months, actually. So I guess any mention of New York reminds me.
I think we killed all of them. What's left?
Goddamn game of hide and seek.
I don't know. Do you see any more things popping up?
I haven't noticed. You have to listen to them snoring. Have you gone over to that area on the right? Can you?
That tree thing?
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like it.
Oh, did we just hear a snoring sound?
Where?
Good.
I hear nothing.
Who's got the best ears?
There's
Can Nina get like a aerial view?
I feel like that
Nothing.
does nothing.
Does this game do this to us so much?
I don't understand. randomly press X everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it doesn't seem like we're supposed to go back. Oh. Yeah, I do hear something now. Was it like in the tree or bash the tree? No. Behind the tree.
You weren't there before.
It wasn't.
I don't get it.
I think it's just designed to make you think you're crazy. Oh. Useless.
Oosh.
Bonk. Mm.
Dong. Why is it a blobfish nose?
Oh, things. Something. Hmm. Like, I wonder if we could go back now and get healed and then come back, or if we'd have to kill those things all over again.
Oh.
Should we try it?
I guess. How much do you need to heal? Like, are you out of items and stuff? Can you do it with items?
Mostly just the AP. It's like low, not ideal.
Yeah, I don't know. Guess
Let's see.
it wouldn't be too hard to have to do it over again if you needed to, but it would be kind of shitty if they didn't let you.
Yeah.
Or if they made you redo it. There you go.
So in Breath of Fire 3, there's two parts of the game. Like first, when I think at the beginning you're basically as Ryu as a kid.
Oh.
And
okay.
you run into Nina and like she's a kid as well. And then I think later like you kind of regroup after a couple years. Mm-hmm. And this is all like really early on in the game. So when you get Ryu, like he ends up like getting some sword or something like that. And he doesn't slash with it normally. He just sort of like flails it around, and he looks like really goofy because he like doesn't. He's like scared. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Oh no!
But then also like while you're as a kid, as soon as you get Nina, he stops doing that, and he starts like slashing normally.
Good.
So it's funny. It's like a funny thing to notice.
Inexperienced child.
Yeah. Well, I think it's mostly just he doesn't want to look like an idiot in front of Nina.
Oh.
Is there like a in here? This doesn't look like one.
Just gears. Me sleep.
Rest. Plus, we also haven't saved in a bit. Like an hour and change. Oops. Oh, I guess we can always camp on the overworld. I always forget about that.
Oh, yeah.
You can just camp wherever you want. Doesn't matter.
Are you doing anything for the 4th?
Going to LA.
Back to LA.
Mm-hmm.
How long of a drive is it to your parents from you?
Oh, my parents are just an hour north of here.
Oh,
they're not
north.
in LA.
I thought they were in LA as with your sister.
But no, I would not drive to LA. I'll just fly.
Yeah, that's like an 8-hour drive, isn't it?
Nah, not that long. Like maybe 5 or 6.
But it's still quite a bit. But yeah.
Yeah, plus I can, like, a flight down to LA, an hour.
Yeah, it's way faster.
Yeah.
again. Still gotta go to that arcade out here.
Which one?
Called Starfighters.
I'm always up for an arcade.
Haven't been there before, but when Circuitry and I were getting set up to move out to Vegas to do our next thing, we stayed at the owner of his place of Starfighters, his place to just as a pit stop, and yeah, I still haven't been. I've been super busy trying to just get my fucking life situated out here, and then when I'm not doing anything, it's like I don't want to go do other things. I finally have a moment to not do anything. I have to tell them in caps that it's my favorite place.
In caps?
Is that a joke? This is my favorite place. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'll finally be able to be like that one customer we used to always get. This place is the best. I'm gonna come back all the time, and then never come back. My first question out of my mouth it should be, "Where's the beer?" You guys have any ticket games? You guys have laser tag? Yeah, we would occasionally get people calling in to ask how much the laser tag is, or like some variation of what's the laser tag like? Like they already assumed that we had it. And the best we could figure out was that it says on the website that we have laser discs. Like there's laser discs. Like some of the games are laser discs. Yeah, I think that's what it was, because we didn't say that we played laser discs, I don't think. But some of the arcade games are laser disc games, and so people, the dumber people, obviously, assume we said laser. That must mean we have laser tag.
Yeah, they just didn't understand.
Right.
Oh, it's still there.
Yay! Circuitry, I still wish you could have seen the guy who walked in here, or in there, into hyperspace, walked out asking where the arcade is, because he was used to thinking that what Dave & Buster's has is what the arcade is. It was so galling.
I feel like that's reasonable. I think most people now wouldn't really know what to compare an arcade to.
Well, this guy wasn't exactly our age. He was definitely younger, but he was definitely an asshole about it too. He gave me this incredulous look that hey man, what's with all this fucking nonsense? Where's the arcade? And I mean, you know me, and you know what an arcade is, so you must understand how fucking whiplash of a question that is. What did you just ask me?
But you are in an arcade. What do you mean?
It's like if someone looked at your car and was like, "Where's the car?"
I'm confused now.
You call that a car? Unsubscribe. Let me shrink the blobfish.
Shrink.
But also, even if you're not being an asshole about it, that's some sad news. If you think an arcade is what Dave and Buster's is. Like, whether you mean to be a jerk about it or not, that's like, I feel bad for you. Yeah, it's a super weird nose, isn't it? It's got like little teeth on the bottom. Damn. Ooh. Ew. What?
What?
You're an egg.
Is that like a status element?
Is that like a what?
Status.
Oh, a status element. No, it's a way of life.
Oh, and you get...
You can boil.
Turns your normal for price.
Egg magic.
Fascinating. And you can kill yourself. Wait, that's actually super cool.
Egg magic.
Yeah, egg magic.
Use your egg magic.
Oh, it's dead.
Oh man, we never got to see the might of the egg magic. I think this game just broke me.
I hope there's more enemies that turn us into eggs. Ew.
What the fuck?
It's so strange.
Can't. I have no idea circuitry. I think it's solely because it's a sequel to a game that's already been proven to be good. Like, I don't think this could be like its own title on its own. It's too weird. Just go to the bathroom? Oh, I think it did.
Presumably it did. It's fairy poop.
Ew!
Yikes.
Yep. This game is not letting up with getting weirder and weirder and weirder. Take me with you, circuitry.
I'm out. So the sword is made out of poop. Alrighty.
Fairy poop. And the fairy just like handed it to you too. Just shit in its own hand.
I don't know, I guess you did ask for it.
Fairy drop. Wow. So I've been downloading more custom songs off of whatever website it is. It's called Customs Forge or Rocksmith, and it's really cool that there's so many. Like, most of the things that I want are available.
Nice.
Yeah. But I wonder if you can think of anything to download, because like there's definitely more out there that I would want. I just can't think of it.
Just stuff you haven't played yet?
Yeah. If you can think of any like good bass songs in particular.
Possibly. Should be able to. I'll think about it.
Cool. Been listening to more of the early Foo Fighters. I used to, like, in high school. They're better than I like. A lot of the songs, or a lot of the bands that I used to listen to in high school are not good. like I'll listen to them today and I'm like, oh, okay, this was bad.
Like
I
what?
don't like this anymore. Like the Offspring.
Oh,
not all of it, but a lot of it is like, ugh, this was never really that great. Kind of shit. Like, I'm ashamed of myself for liking it that much. But I mean, I was a teenager, I guess. Whatever.
yeah.
But
Like,
yeah, a lot
Foo
of
Fighters. I actually have always liked the Foo
stuff.
Fighters.
Yeah. And I just realized that like the first album they did was in 1995, just a year after Kurt Cobain killed himself. I thought it was a couple years, or at least a few, like in between before he started doing anything. It was like, nope, I'm not done. Like, immediately started a new band and
That's quick.
did his thing. Do you like the newer music of theirs?
The newer Foo?
Yeah. The new Foo.
The new Foo. No, I do. I think it's good.
I haven't listened to a lot of it. Most of it.
I definitely would find myself listening to more of their old stuff. I'm more familiar with that. But I have heard some of their new things, and I like it.
Fair enough. I remember a couple months ago I was scrolling Instagram or something, and it had a clip of one of their newer songs, and I'm like, it's not grabbing me. But I didn't hear like the beginning. It was like the middle of the song, so like, I don't know. I need to hear a song linearly.
Yeah, I think a lot of their newer stuff is just sort of things I've like randomly heard on Spotify or like in passing.
First 3 albums, though, they're all pretty solid. And pretty fun to play on bass. Now I don't really fault the blacksmith for not having fairy shit on hand.
See? Why would he have that? God damn it. Get in there.
Oh, I forgot he stutters, yeah. What did we delete to make room for this? Wasn't it Resident Evil?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so. The reason being it wasn't an RPG. It was probably just in the middle of some playthrough.
And we'd never figure out what it was.
What is this?
It's kind of like skills you can get.
Oh man, there's a whole fuckload you don't know still.
Oh, alright. So I guess she gets one.
Wolf.
Oh, magic attack down, so... Oops.
Roll.
Can he... We can't, like, not give him one? Oh, I guess, like, once you assign one, you're just screwed.
Cannot unassign.
Doesn't seem like it.
Loudest bag in the world.
Oh, 5. Yeah, what's happening over there?
I just went to restart the tape on my TV. My foot randomly brushed the little bag that was on the floor, and everything in this apartment is so fucking loud. It's like a megaphone. It was just a little crinkle, and it's like. Whoosh. Oh, cray.
He fucked up.
God damn it. Doggo.
Nope.
No, fuck you guys. I'm going home. So let me guess, once we get Cray back, something's going to happen to one of the other characters, and we're going to have to get them back. While also getting another character. Because there's 2 more character slots to go.
Soon. Alright, I think this is a good time to call it before we start busting Cray out.
Alrighty.
Are you going to stream more after?
Yeah. Still don't know if I'm gonna do Final Fantasy or whatever after this, but I'll do something. We shall see.
Sounds good.
Alrighty. Well, cool. Thanks everyone for joining us. I'll see you guys pretty soon, and again next week.
Bye, everyone.
Catch up with Iris. We'll see about that. All right, take it easy.
See ya.